How's it going, Mikey boy? Thencred, you're looking down on yourself. Ah, Petra, pray do not concern yourself with my welfare. My current investigation has yielded some curious results, and at present I am pondering how best to proceed. Fair enough. Yes, Totoro is as ready to express her fright as she is to express everything else. Not all of us are forged from the same steel as you, I'm afraid. But it takes all kinds to make a family, and it pleases me to no end to see ours continue to grow. One by one, the people of Eorzea are beginning to unite, Petra, drawn to the hope that shines within you. Yet a darkness threatens to engulf this light. Never have I doubted the Ascians' presence, but that they have grown so brazen as to carry out their work in plain sight fills me with a sense of deep foreboding. Level up. Have I equipped this yet? Oh, yeah. This is new, though. Creates a barrier nullifying most knockback and draw-in effects. Slow plus 20% when barrier is struck. I'm gonna have to be creating a second hotbar soon. I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary, Petra. We must delve further into the motivations of the masked man, the Ascian known as La Habrea. This is an ideal moment to do so while our hands are not bound dealing with another primal. At present, we know little and less about the Ascians, only that destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos that racks the realm. If my fears prove to be a reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Earlier, I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded to the effect that they have no information on a potential sighting. This is intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak with Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of Frames in Old Da to inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Petra. Perfect. I can go do the monk quest now. Because we're going back to Old Da anyways. My bad. I didn't mean to punch you in the face. Alright, so next they announced a new Wukong game. Black Myth Wukong. And at first I was like, oh my god, it's another Wukong game, because there's like a million Wukong games. Wukong is like the go-to, we need to make a game quick, let's just make a Wukong game. But this Wukong game looked awesome. Like, really cool. I forget who is making it. Doesn't say here. forget who's making it, but yeah, it actually looked really cool. Then they showed more Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I could not care less. They showed this last year, and everyone said it looked bad, and this didn't look any different. So that was a bit of a waste of time. Then Chia won Games for Impact. That was cool. Surgent Studios announced Tales of Kenzera Zao. This was the one with the really emotional speech beforehand from the guy who lost his father and dedicated the game to him. That was really cool. I said when it happened, like, this is the types of moments that I like to see at the Game Awards. So that was really cool. If you didn't see that, I recommend checking that out. And the game looked really cool as well. Need to go here, right? Then they showed Lost Records Bloom and Rage, which is from the Life is Strange creators. It looked alright. I don't really like the name. And I don't know. I was kind of burnt out after the first Life is Strange. I know a lot of people like Life is Strange too, but I just feel like once I played one Life is Strange, I was just like, yeah, that's enough for me for a while. So I don't know. I wasn't super interested, but it looked all right. What's that red thing in my inventory? This? Materia. Then they showed the first Berserker Kazan, which is a new action game. I forget who's making it. The red icon in the bottom left. Oh. A weapon coffer. I think I decided not to open it because it was under my level anyways. Let's come none of these guys say who's making it. Oh, Nexon. Published by Nexon, developed by Neopol. I'm pleased to say I managed to find and thwack all the dummies. You did well to deploy them where you did last. Thanks to you, I almost got killed several times. But what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger, and I'm feeling stronger than I have in ages. As a matter of fact, I reckon I'm not far from regaining my former strength. One last step will get me there, and I'll take it by having another bout with you, Petra. I want you to meet me out in the Sagoli Desert at a settlement called Forgotten Springs. The place is home for the most luscious Makoti maidens this side of Eorzea. Gods, I can't wait to take in their lovely forms again. Let's see. Hold on, let me go. Okay, so now the moment you've all been waiting for. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth debuts its theme song. They had the Game Awards orchestra play the new theme song, and they had the singer, I forget her name, the singer, she was like incredible. So they had the singer sing, but the music was played by the orchestra. And this was like the weirdest thing ever. I truly don't understand their mentality behind the, like, their mentality with showing their game is just really, really weird. So, like, Square Enix loves to spoil everything in their trailers. We all already know this. But even though they spoil everything in their trailers, they still somehow drop the ball in terms of, like, revealing stuff. So, the first trailer, I won't get too far into it for spoilers, but I am going to spoil the characters, so just so you know. But the first trailer showed off some stuff, definitely spoiled some stuff, but didn't show any characters, right? And then the second trailer spoiled a ton of stuff, showed like the open world and all sorts of stuff, and then had like a glimpse of Vincent at the end as like a, whoa, Vincent. So like that was fine, right? But then they show nothing, and then at the Game Awards, they have the music, and in the background, there's part of a trailer playing, and in the trailer, they show Sid. No dialogue, no nothing. Just a very quick glimpse of like, oh, there's Sid. So like they totally ruined the announcement of Sid, which it seemed like they were holding off to either not announce him at all and have him be a surprise when you play the game, or announce him right before the game comes out. But instead, they just randomly show him in this random trailer. So, like, what the heck? If you were going to do that, why not just make it a big announcement in the second trailer? Like, it's just really odd. I don't understand. But then, after the show, they release the actual trailer, which is a full trailer and has a couple more scenes. And in that trailer, Sid has a whole dialogue, and a bunch of other stuff is shown, a bunch of more spoilers, basically proof that there's some kind of extra timeline thing going on, or at least the like the illusion of there being another timeline, because it could just all be a hoax, but basically just like confirmed that stuff is weird with time, right, in the trailer. Which just, I don't understand at all. Like, you have this great dialogue in the community about whether or not there's like multiple timelines or not, and that's great, and that's what you want so that everyone buys the game, and then you just basically like show it off in the trailer. Like, what? It's so odd. Like, why? Like, now people that were like, I'm not buying it if there's multiple timelines, are just gonna not buy it now, because it's like all but confirmed, or at least the illusion of, because like it could just be an illusion, and you know, it could just be like Cloud dreaming it all up or something. But like, it's just so odd. I don't understand their trailer mentality. I don't understand why they're doing this, but anyways, at the end of the trailer, they show Aerith sitting there with the feathers coming down, which is hilarious, because like they're really milking that scene. They really want people to be like, does she die, does she not die? They're like super duper milking that one scene, and like all the interviews they talk about it too. So it's like really funny. But anyways, the only thing I wanted to say specifically is that Sid's mannerism looks amazing. Like, he looks like Sid. It's so great. Like, I was afraid they were going to make him another Barrett. I was afraid it was just going to be another tough guy, cussing, blah, blah, blah. But they nailed his man. He actually looks like Sid. He's so, like, emotional and, like, vibrant and moving, like, animated. Like, he looks so great. I cannot wait to see Sid in the game. Like, he looks so, so cool. But anyways, okay. That's all we talked about it yesterday, a little bit more about the trailer, but that's all I'll say for now. So, spoilers over. Now, one thing I can say about Rebirth that is not a spoiler is, wait, I need to go south, right? One thing I can say about Rebirth that is not a spoiler is they're doing a event with Apex Legends. Again, the whole theme of the Game Awards this year was weird collabs. And we got another weird collab with Apex Legends and Rebirth. You got a Zac skin for the one of the male I forget his name. One of the male characters. I actually used to play him. You have an Aerith skin for one of the female characters. It's weird. And a Vincent skin for Wraith, I think. It's pretty wild. So we got Final Fantasy characters in Apex Legends. What universe are we living in? Then there were a couple other awards. Best score, Final Fantasy XVI won. That was really neat. Did not expect that. Best indie game, Sea of Stars won. Let's freaking go. So was super excited about that. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3, not surprising. Best fighting game, Street Fighter 6, not surprising. Most anticipated game, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, not surprising. There was a Warframe trailer, which, like, I love Warframe and I'm happy for him, but we really don't need to see Warframe trailers at the Game Awards. If you're still into Warframe, you know all about it and are going to be playing it. We really don't need to, like, tell people about it. It's just kind of weird. But whatever. To each his own. That thing's level 45. Good lord. Can I probably can't even fight those. They will probably kill me. And they're fighting me. Am I dead? I might be dead. I'm dead. Then Arcane came up and I was like, oh no, Arcane. I love Arcane. I'm like the biggest fan of Arcane. You probably know this from my Dishonored speedruns way back when. But they've not been in the highest regard lately. And they came out and they were like, we're making Blade the video game, which looked... Oh, what the heck? Game crashed. This is the second time the game has crashed on me that it wasn't like a... Nothing to do with my computer. Game was running fine, it just crashed. Very odd indeed. If there is a problem, I will have it. So the Blade game looks really interesting because it looks really cool. And it doesn't, like, no one knows if it's connected to the movie or not. So I think the game is coming out before the movie. So everyone was saying, like, are they going to spoil the movie? But I think it's its own thing. Like, I think it's like separate from the movie. But regardless, it looked really cool. People are very excited about it. I think if anyone's going to make a Blade game, it should be Arcane. For those of you that don't know, they made the Dishonored series and Deathloop. So I think they're like really fitting for Blade. So I'm not a Marvel guy, but Blade is cool, and I think that game will be pretty cool. Okay, then was the most unfortunate part of the evening. This was complete nonsense. Best ongoing game award goes to not Fortnite, not Final Fantasy XIV, but Cyberpunk 2077. First of all, on what planet does Final Fantasy XIV or Fortnite not win best ongoing game, for starters? But second of all, pretending that Fortnite and Final Fantasy XIV don't exist for a moment, on what planet is Cyberpunk 2077 an ongoing game? They got one DLC. What? How is that an ongoing game? Do you mean like their game was broken and they had to take several months to fix it? That counts as being an ongoing game? What? That's like if I hired someone to come fix my fridge, and while they were fixing my fridge, they broke my oven. And then they fixed my oven, and then they gave me a bill, and they were like, well, it took me 20 hours to fix your fridge. And I was like, yeah, but 18 of those were you fixing my oven. And they're like, well, it took me 20 hours. Like that doesn't count. That's not an ongoing fridge job. You had to fix my oven that you broke. That doesn't count. That's complete nonsense. Like, well, No Man's Sky is an ongoing game. They've had like 20 expansions, but it wasn't an ongoing game when it first came out. They had to fix it, but No Man's Sky was designed to be an ongoing game, and it is. They have like 20 expansions now. Cyberpunk 2077 is just a game that got a DLC. It is in no way, shape, or form an ongoing game. So I don't know what they're smoking, but yeah, that was. I mean, that was the only award of the night that it was like, yeah, that seems a bit rigged. That seems like they wanted to give them an award and they didn't win anything else, and they were like, all right, you can have best ongoing game. Then Lightspeed announced a new AAA game. Cool, but don't say it's a AAA game. Like, he came out and he was like, guys, we're making a AAA game, and I was like, that makes it sound worse. Like, don't brag that it's a AAA game. Nobody cares. That just makes it sound like worse. Cyberpunk has to win something. Yeah, like, don't. Yeah, no, that was a bit of a yikes. But other than that, it looked cool. Can I sneak around here? Why is this mission behind a bunch of level 40 enemies? I wonder if I could beat. What if I could kill a tortoise? These job missions are in some precarious territory a lot of the time. Dapper Zombie. Wait. Its name is Dapper Zombie. What is this retro music? No! I should just jump on my chocobo, but I was thinking they'd see me more on my chocobo. Alright, now maybe I'll try. Let's go, Nintendo. Then we saw the first Descendant. I honestly don't even remember anything about it. Then we saw Zenless Zone Zero, which has the worst name in existence. ZZZ. Great name. Then we saw Mecha Break, which is a mech game. Then there was a ballet musical with the creators of Alan Wake. It was the cringiest but best thing ever. Then the creators of GTFO announced that they have one final like update, and then they announced a new game. 10 Chambers is the name of the developer. And this new 10 Chambers game looks pretty cool, actually. Very like Hotline Miami style of like ruthless aggression, fighting, shooting, heist gameplay. Then they showed Exoborn, which looks like the absolute most default, gross, let's throw as many buzzwords as we can at the player game ever. It's like it's an extraction, exosuit, sci-fi, tactical, multiplayer shooter. Dying of cringe. Then they showed Asgard's Wrath 2. Then they showed a Fallout Amazon Prime adaptation. Actually looked kind of neat. But it's Amazon Prime, so I would keep my expectations at an all-time low. But who knows? We're so hit and miss at this point with game adaptations. It used to be they were all bad. Now we're like 50-50. We got like One Piece and Last of Us looking amazing, and then we have Twisted Metal landing somewhere in the middle, and then we have the bad. So I don't know. But Fallout, we'll see how it goes. And then Last of Us won Best Adaptation. That's not shocking at all. Oh my god. Oh no. I can't talk about this yet. Let's talk to Hammond instead. This landscape takes me back. It does. Sand as far as the eyes can see. Crystal clear spring waters cooling your feet. Scantily clad lasses giggling as they bathe and frolic. Where are these scantily clad lasses? I don't see them. I well remember these things, but my body has forgotten the seamless combinations that earned me the epithet of Holy Fist. That's why I'd have to enter, Petra. That's why I'd have you enter, Petra. Sparring with you is what first got me back into the swing of things. Now it's time to finish the job, but before we begin, some warming up is in order. I want you to take yourself across the dunes to the south and defeat 5 sandworms. I'll be waiting for you here. What? Don't I need to warm up too? Oh, don't you worry. I had mine long before you arrived. Those enormous buggers never knew what hit them. Ha ha ha. If you don't want to be outdone by this old man, you'd best run along and give them more of the same. Is this a safe zone? Can I change my equipment here? Or do I have to be in an inn? I forget. Yeah, okay. I might have to keep this on. I might have to keep the mask on. I can't let anyone know my true identity. And with this mask, I will be completely concealed. Okay. Oh my god. I can't even talk about this, man. It's so upsetting. So, like... Have you guys seen the video online? I think it's by the internet historian about Hello Games and No Man's Sky, and how like it's such a shame that No Man's Sky got like destroyed by the community because it was really like not their fault. The game got too big for its own good, and Sean Murray, the lead of the project, was out doing interviews and stuff, and he didn't know what to say, and so he just hyped up the game as much as he could, but then it backfired because he hyped it up too much, but he was really excited about it because he loves it, and he's not somebody that normally talks to the industry, so like he didn't know not to do that, and yada yada yada. It's like, yeah, like it's still their fault, but it's understandable. Like it's an understandable mistake to make, right? So like we're all kind of sitting on this podium of like, okay, it was their fault, but they fixed it. And as long as they don't do this again, we can all look past it and be like, you know what, No Man's Sky is a good game now. They made some mistakes, but they righted their wrongs. Like, I would say that in general, Hello Games is in a pretty good spot right now. Like, they righted their wrongs. No Man's Sky is doing great now. And, you know, they fixed it, right? They have Sean Murray come back and do the same thing he did with No Man's Sky. They made the literal same exact mistake. And Jeff even laughed about it, like laughed at him on stage. He's like, he's making the same exact mistake he made with No Man's Sky, and Jeff literally calls him out. And he's like, oh, here we go again. Like, he literally said that. He literally said, here we go again. Like, what are they doing? How do they mess this? How do you work on this game for years after making that mistake and then just make the same exact mistake? It's insane. Like, it's actually insane. I don't know how. Get the microphone away from Sean Murray's hands. Just get Matthew McConaughey to come up there and talk about your game. Call up The Rock and be like, come talk about it. Anyone but Sean Murray. Anyone. Anybody. Literally anybody other than Sean Murray. I love the guy, but do not give him a microphone. It's insane. The fact that it was so on the nose that even Jeff on his own show was like, here we go again. I mean, what else was he supposed to say? He couldn't just stand there and let him go off. Like, he had to say something to try to stop him. And that's all he could do. It's just like, are you sure you want to say that? Like, that was his way of being like, are you sure you want to go this route, bud? Like, get Kanye West up there to take the microphone. I'm going to let you finish, Sean. Not really. I'm going to stop you right there and make sure you never talk again. But Last of Us, best adaptation of all time. Oh, but anyways. So, like, yeah, no, it was insane. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that he did that. So he comes on the mic and he's like, we got this super ambitious project that's going to change the world. We're going to have it done in exactly 5 years. And it's going to revolutionize everything and blah, blah, blah. It just goes off. And then they show a trailer of it. And it looks pretty cool. But I don't understand the idea at all. I don't understand it. The idea is like, it's basically like, okay, the idea behind it is that you live on a world that's procedurally generated, like as you play it, and everyone's playing on the same planet, and it just procedurally generates for everyone as everyone explores it. I believe that's the idea. So everyone lives on Earth, quote unquote, and as everyone explores Earth, it gets bigger and bigger. But we're all living on the same planet, right? That's the idea. And so he announces it as this big innovative thing that's going to change the industry and is completely different than anything that's ever been made. And I'm sitting there thinking, bro, this is literally No Man's Sky without space. Tell me I'm wrong. It's literally if you took No Man's Sky and put all the planets together. That's all it is. How is it any different? In No Man's Sky, you fly to a different planet and then it procedurally generates and then it becomes a permanent planet in the universe. It's the same thing with this. You find a new mountain and now it's a new mountain in the universe for everyone. It's just confined to one planet instead of multiple planets. That's all it is. So, I mean, they completely shot themselves in the foot. It looks stupid. It looks okay, but like it's nothing like what he's hyping it up to be, and he's once again making the same exact mistake of hyping it up. And it's just a shame. Like I hated it so much. Also, the name of it is Light No Fire, which I like the name, but it's not exactly marketable. It's not a very marketable name. I like the name, but like, yeah, it's just not a great look, man. That just keep working on No Man's Sky is doing great. Just keep going on No Man's Sky, okay? Forget this. You know, I'm over it. To be honest, I'm over it. Like, I'm already over it. Dude, it could, I don't know, man. It's rough, dude. Like I said, they get Sean Murray off the mic, first of all. But yeah, I don't know. Nothing about it looks innovative, which is fine, but when you have Sean talking about it, he's like, it's the second coming of Christ, you're like, okay, but this just looks like No Man's Sky again. Yeah, he looked so nervous saying what he was saying. It's like, here's an idea, man, don't say it. Just be like that other guy and be like, hey, Jeff, you're looking amazing today. Like, I want to eat you up like a snack, and then just show the trailer. That's all you have to do. Just go up there and be like, Jeff, have my babies? All right, show my trailer. Because that's what the one guy did, and it was awkward, but, you know, he didn't get any bad press. That was a really awkward. I was visibly visibly concerned during that. I'm almost dead. Because this stupid smaller worm won't die. Hold on. Hold up. Hold the phone. I gotta not die here. Okay. Is this a normal one? There's so many! Trying to use my AoE attack. Every time I watch the Game Awards, I just feel so bad for Jeff. Like, he always just has this look of like, I really just wanted to do a game show, guys. Like, I just really wanted to just, this one time, just really, just have my show and not have anything weird happen. Every time he looks so sad. Like, why did you guys have to do this? We could have just been normal, man. We could have just been normal. No, 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 no. Oh my god! I am the legend 27. I don't know how I pulled that off, but I did. Okay, so then they showed... oh, Den of Wolves was the name of that 10 Chambers game, by the way. Let's see... And then the only Nintendo thing to happen all night, other than Wonder winning Best Family Game, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom won Best Action Adventure Game. They literally looked like they didn't care to be there. They were just like, yeah, thanks. Then Baldur's Gate 3 won 74 more awards. Best RPG, Baldur's Gate 3. Best Sim Strategy, Pikmin 4, that was dope. Best Sports Racing Game, Forza, who's surprised. Best Multiplayer, Baldur's Gate 3 again. Player's Voice Award, Baldur's Gate 3 again. Then they showed Effolt Valentine for Guilty Gear. She looked pretty dope, and the trailer was freaking amazing. During the trailer, I was like, why can't we get a trailer like this for Rebirth? Then, big Shadow Drop announcement. Was not expecting this at all. Final Fantasy XIV they start talking about DLC, and I'm like, here we go. Time for 16 DLC. They announced 2 DLCs. Echoes of the Fallen and the Rising Tide. The Rising Tide obviously being the Leviathan DLC. Echoes of the Fallen came out that night. Last night. So they shadow dropped the first DLC. Then the second DLC is coming later. That I was not expecting. I'm a little worried that maybe they were just like, we don't have enough time to finish the Leviathan DLC, so let's just drop another DLC now. But I don't know, it looked pretty cool. So... Oh, they did have like a Twitter post. Jeff said himself it was a shadow drop, so I guess maybe that Twitter post didn't get very much traction, but... Anyways. Yeah, no, that was pretty shocking, like, whoa. So we're going to be playing that next week. Excited about that. Give everyone the weekend to play it without me, and then we're going to play it on Monday. Then Alan Wake won Best Game Direction, which was cool. Like I said, I thought they were going to start sweeping awards, but they actually, I think that's the last award they won. Then they announced the finals, which is this new shooter game that looks like it's an esport, but also the story is that it's an esport. Pretty interesting, but like kind of shocked me with how good it looked. I was kind of expecting like, oh look, it's another Apex Legends ripoff, but like it looked really good. And then they announced that it's out now, which was shocking. So I'm gonna be playing that this weekend because I kind of want to see what that's all about. And then the final announcement, which this is really awkward. So first of all, it wasn't GTA 6. So either GTA 6 was never supposed to be announced at the Game Awards, or it was and then it got leaked and then they removed it. I don't know. But GTA 6 just wasn't there at all. Instead, the big final announcement was a new Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wilds. But here's the awkward part. A, it's not on Switch, which is really strange. So you have Monster Hunter World on PlayStation and Xbox, and then you have Monster Hunter Rise on Switch, which was really popular. And then this one is going back to PlayStation and Xbox. So, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, like, 80% of the announcements were not on Switch. And it just feels like Switch is being left behind, man. Unless Nintendo comes out soon and they're like, hey, there's a Switch 2 and everything that you heard is actually going on Switch 2. It's just odd, man. Really odd. No, Rise was huge. Rise was really big. But anyways, yeah, really strange. But anyways, and the other thing is that they announced it for 2025. So, like, as a big announcement for the end of the Game Awards, and all it is, hey, we're making a game in 2025. There was no, like, gameplay. It was a very short teaser trailer. And it was just like, hey, Monster Hunter game in 2025. Kind of yikes. Like, it just wasn't that exciting. It's like, that's cool, but, like, I don't care until next year's Game Awards. Like, we're going to get another trailer for this at the next Game Awards, almost certainly. So, like, I don't know. It's just not that exciting. But, yep, that was it for announcements. And then during the final music section, they literally zoomed in on Flute Guy like 97 times. It was incredible. They literally made it a meme now. Like, so last year, for those of you that don't know, last year there was this guy that was part of the Game Awards symphony that was playing the flute, and he was like really into it, and he became a meme, and then they just embraced it this year, and they had him back, and there was literally half the show was just, or half the song, they were focused on him, and every time they focused on him, he had another instrument, and he was going wild on a different instrument, and then they'd zoom out and go to the rest of the, and then they go right back to him, and he'd be playing another instrument. So, like, they just completely embraced the meme this year, and it was great. And then, to no one's surprise, well, half a surprise, Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year. I was, like, pretty convinced it would win. Like, I was going in with, like, a 50-50. It may win. And then after it started winning every single award, I was like, all right, it's going to win. And then it won. So it seemed like my chat was pretty mixed. A lot of people said Tears was going to win. A lot of people said Alan Wake was going to win. I think I was actually the minority saying that Baldur's Gate was going to win. But having said that, regardless of who we thought was going to win, I am so glad that Baldur's Gate 3 won. So glad that Baldur's Gate 3 won. I think it was very important for the industry for Baldur's Gate 3 to win. After all of the controversy of when it came out and all the developers saying, this is lame, why is their game so good, yada yada. And then the strike back after that of everyone saying, like, it should be the next, this should be the staple of games to come. It had to win Game of the Year. It's huge for the industry that it won Game of the Year. Now we can truly say, this is the measuring stick going forward. You need to be like Baldur's Gate 3 moving forward. So I think it was really important that it won. Really cool that it won. Whether or not you think it actually should have won or not, it was definitely the game I wanted to win the most, so that was cool. And that was it. That was the show. It was a really fun show. Like I said, highly recommend watching it. It was one of the better Game Awards shows. Nothing stupid happened. No one ran up and talked about Bill Clinton. The pacing was really good. A lot of cool announcements. Yeah, it was just like it was just a good show. Like, it was just an entertaining show. So props to them for making a good show. It's definitely fun to watch together. Thanks to you, I managed to get most of my stamina back. I'm confident that I can go the distance with the fittest of them. But I'm here to defeat Wegfar. I'll need more than just endurance. I'll need to remember how each strike transitions to the next, and you're going to help refresh my memory by pummeling the sense back into me. Dude, the Baldur's Gate 3 team was amazing. Like, they were awesome. To see them accept the award was really cool. How is he still alive? This is what I call growing pains. Oh. You're stronger now. This music. Yeah, I read something about Baldur's Gate 3 dropping on Xbox as well. After they won. But they didn't say it at the show, which was weird. Maybe they just forgot. Maybe they're gonna say when they won and forgot. I've got it. As a river flows to the sea, heedless of all that bars its path, so too must our combinations be. Oh, that even rhymes. Thank you, Petra. The raging torrent of your blows has been as a strike of lightning to my brain case. I remember everything. Master, it's Wegfar. The man is back in Ul'Dan. He's demanding that you fight him now. So it begins. Very well. I will go to settle the score with Wegfar. He will be the first to know that the Holy Fist has returned. But do you guys know my true identity?